Okay, so in the last few classes, we have discussed about circuits, and in the circuits, we have discussed some theorems. One is like Thevenin theorem, another is Norton's theorem. Both of them are used to simplify the circuit and to obtain the current values or the load voltage. Today we will discuss two more theorems. Okay, the first one is superposition principle. Okay. The superposition principle is a general principle that allows us to determine the effect of several energy sources, voltage and current sources acting simultaneously in a circuit by considering the effect of each source acting alone and then combining the or superposing these effects. Okay. The total current in any part of a linear circuit equals the algebraic sum of the currents produced by each source separately. To evaluate the separate currents to be combined, replace the voltage source by short circuits and current source by open circuits. So this principle is important uh, if you want to know how much current is there in the circuit in any branch or through any resistor. Okay, so any circuit usually can have like many voltage sources. Like here we have two voltage source. One is V1 and another is V2, and we have three resistors R1, R2, and R3. So if we say that like V1 gives a current I1 through R3, and V2 is giving a current I2 through R3, then what will be the total current? So we have to find the total current due to V1 and V2 through R3. So to what does this principle says that to obtain the current, we have to short we have to short we have to short the one of the voltage source, then calculate the current due to the V1, and when you try to find current due to V2, you short the V1 and calculate the current through the due to the V2. Okay, so we will see some examples. Here we have like for this circuit, I have shorted V2. Okay, here V2 is shorted. Okay, so in this case, V2 is shorted. Shorted means basically the voltage source is removed and a wire is connected. Okay. So now what will be the current in the circuit? So let's say the current through R1 is I. Then we will have a split current. Okay, current is splitted. So you can say total current is V1 equal to R1 plus R2 parallel R3 because R2 and R3 are in parallel. Okay, because current is splitted into both of them. So we can say R2 and R3 is uh, are in parallel and both of them are in series with R1. So the total current is given by I equal to V1 divided by R1 plus R2 parallel R3. Okay. So once you have this division I1, let's say I1, and current due to the voltage V1. Current due to voltage V1 is I1, and when they are splitted, let's say the current which is flowing to R2 due to V1 is I12, and current through R3 which is flowing uh, through R3 due to V1 is I13. So you have already calculated I1, and this is again we use the current divider rule, and we calculate what is I13. I13 is I into R2 by R2 plus R3, and I12 is I into R3 by R2 plus R3. Okay, so this is I1. Okay, so we can calculate these currents due to voltage source V1, and V2 is shorted. Now the other way is we short V1 and keep V2. Okay, so this is a step 2 where I have shorted V1. V1 is shorted and V2 is present. Now let's say I2 current due to V2 is in the circuit and it is again splitted here at this node. So the current through the R3 is given by I23 and current through the R1 is given by I21. Okay, so we have this in the similar fashion we can calculate what is I2, what is I21 and what is I23. Okay, so is this part clear how we are calculating I1 and I2 and currents in the respective branches due to I1 and I2 or V1 or V2. So now if we consider the current in I3, total current in the I3, what it will be I13 plus I23. This is the current due to voltage source 1, voltage source V1, and this is the current due to the voltage source V2. So the total current will be I13 plus I23. So this will be the formula. Okay, and this particular principle is called superposition principle. Anyone has any doubt? You can either raise hand or let me know. I hope it is not very difficult. This is quite simple. We will do one example and then we will try to find out whether you people are able to get it or not get it. Okay, so today we have only two theorems. So here we have similar case 12 volt, 6 volt, 4 ohm, 6 ohm and 4 ohms. So try to find I1, I1, I2 and I3. That is current through resistor. This one is, let's say, I1 and this is I2, and when they are like this is I3. Okay, so definitely I1 I3 is not the sum of I1 plus I2. It is I1 3 plus I2 3. So I would like you people to calculate or solve this problem using superposition principle. Okay, so the first step will be you short 6 volt and keep the 12 volt and find I1. So I want to know what is the value of I1, I12 and I13. Okay, let's say this is my R3, this is my R2 and this is my R1. So please find I1, I12 and I13. So take 2 minutes. Even by looking at the circuit, if you can tell, that will be good. So the first step is short the 6 volt battery. Okay, so the circuit will be like, so please remember how to see the things. So this is like 12, 6, 4, 4. So these two 4 ohms are in parallel, then it is in series with 6 ohm. So what is the current value? Yeah.
Sir, 1.5.
So you say I1 is 1.5 ampere. Okay. So this is like 4 into 4, 16 by 8, that is 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. So 12 by 8 is 3 by 2. So that is 1.5 ampere. So that is correct. Now please find the current through this 4 ohm resistors and this 4 ohm resistors. So what is my I13 and what is my I12? Sorry, I cannot hear. What is the value of I12 and I13?
Sir, I13 is 0.7.
0 point
Sir, 0.75.
Yes.
and I12?
Um,
You can see both are equal resistors.
yes,
So
sir.
current will basically split equally. So 1.5 by 2 is basically 0.575 amperes. Okay. Then go for the next step. That is
0.85.
0.85. What is 0.85?
I3, sir. I13. I12.
No, 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 no. It's not 0.85. Check it again. It will be 0.75.
Yes, sir. 75. 0.75.
Uh, okay. So now, similarly, what you do, you short the 12 volt and keep the 16 volt things. So now this is the case. I have a 6 volt. Okay. And there is now you find the current I2, I22, and I23. So in this time, the case is slightly different. 4 and 6 are in parallel. That is in series with the 4 ohms.
Sir, 0.93.
I2 is 0.93
93.
amperes. Okay.
Zero point 0.37 I22.
Yeah, this one.
And what is I23?
Sir, 0.55.
Yeah, 0.55 or 0.56 is also because you have to subtract I2 minus I22, that will give me, you just subtract it also. So it is like 0.55 or 13 minus 7 is like 6. Okay. So that will be the I23. So now you tell me what will be the current through the through R1, R2, R3. So you add.
Sir, 2.43.
So you add this value, these two values, 0.75 plus 0.56. That is my. So 0.56 plus 0.75. How much it will be?
Sir, 1.31.
1.31.
So 1.31 amperes. Okay, so this is the current which actually flows through the 4 ohm resistor. Okay, and I1 is already 1.5 ampere, I2 is 0.93 ampere. Okay, so we have using superposition principle, we can find the current in each branch. So this is very simple. Just short the voltage source. If there is a current source, you have to open the current source. Okay, so is everyone got these answers? Okay, take 2 more minutes and you should be able to finish this problem. Then we go for the next theorem. So I want everyone to calculate these values. So I will repeat again once. What is the superposition principle? According to superposition principle, if you want to find the total current in any branch, you have to short all the voltage sources except the one for which you want to see the contribution. Similarly, you will proceed with each and every voltage source by shorting the remaining voltage sources. And in the end, you will add up all the contributions individually. That is called the algebraic sum of currents provided by each source separately. And here we can see one example. This one, not this one. Okay, just now we have seen this example. So in the first case, we have shorted 6 volt and we have calculated current I1, I13 and I12. In the second case, we have shorted 12 volt and we have find I2, I22 and I23. And finally, we have obtained I3 by adding I13, that is the current in resistor R3 with voltage source V2 shorted, and I13 and I23 are added to obtain my current in the resistor R3. Okay, so I think everyone can do this problem. So then we have another theorem. Is everyone finished? Can I proceed? This problem everyone finished, right?
Sir,
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then we have another theorem that is called maximum power transfer theorem. The first thing is why this theorem is important. Sometimes we require that the load should get a maximum power so that certain work can be done. So how to give the maximum power to the load or to the output which is required at any point of time. So for that, we consider this case where we have lot of DC sources and linear resistors in the circuit, and we have a load resistor. And we basically simplify this particular circuit with Thevenin theorem. So we will have a VTH and RTH and a load resistor RL. So according to maximum power transfer theorem, whenever the load resistance is equal to the Thevenin resistance, okay, at that point of time we will have the maximum power delivered across the load. Okay, so whenever this load resistance is equal to the Thevenin resistance, the power is maximum. So we can basically connect a variable resistor as a load, and we can actually move up and low, up and down, so that it matches with the particular Thevenin resistance of the circuit, and we get the maximum power. So this is a one-line statement that whenever the load is equal to the Thevenin resistance of a circuit, we will have maximum power delivered across the load. Okay. So we can basically see some proof also. We can derive this proof that whether this condition is true or not. So we have the formula of power across the load as I square RL, I square R. And so what is RI here? So we have I is like VTH by RL plus RTH, okay, whole square into RL. So this is my sorry, this is not my, this is power, right? 1 second. Okay, so this is my current, and then you can write the power, just keep it in the formula. Okay, so when we keep the into the formula, okay, VTH by RL plus RTH whole square into RL. So this is my power across the load. Now for the condition for maximum power, everyone knows mathematics that the derivative should be 0 to get the maxima or minima. So I would like you people to keep this value here instead in place of PL and differentiate with RL, and let me know what is the value of RL. Okay, so please do this differentiation, keep the value of uh, power in this particular equation and obtain the value of RL. Okay, so here VTH is constant, RL is constant. Okay, so keep this entire value VTH whole square divided by RL plus RTH whole square multiplied by RL. Keep all these terms in this place, in place of PL, and differentiate it, and let me know what answer you are getting. So take 5 minutes. I hope all of you remember differentiating.
Sir,
Bhargavi,
RL is equals to RTH.
sure. So Bhargavi got RL equal to RTH. What about others? Vishwajit, are you doing? Vishwajit, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you done the differentiation?
Trying to do.
Doing. So do it
Sir,
quickly.
trying to.
Yeah, do it quickly. Differentiation should not take this much time. Huh? So differentiate it and find out what is the value of RL. Okay, so if you have finished, it should come RL equal to RTH, and you can try later also. We will go for one problem. So see this problem. This is 36 volt is there, 3 ohm, 6 ohm, and 4 ohm, and there is RL. Please find the value of RL, IL, and PL such that you get maximum power. Okay, so you need to have maximum power. What will be the value of RL, IL, and PL? So find these three values for this particular circuit. So IL is basically the current across the load. So take 5 minutes for solving this. I want to know what is the value of RL such that we get maximum power, and IL, the current through the load resistance, and what is the value of maximum power that is delivered to the load resistance. Yes. What is RTH? Value of RTH? So I will ask, wait, I had to choose one person. Will tell Anil Kumar, tell me the value of RTH. Anil, roll number 12. Anil is there? Anil, yeah, tell me what is the
Yes,
value?
sir.
What is the value of RTH?
Sir, your voice is breaking. It's not audible clearly. Sir, can you listen me?
I can hear you. Please tell me the value of RTH, Thevenin resistance value. Have you calculated? Saket,
Yes, sir.
yeah, what is the value of RTH for
Sir,
this particular circuit?
6 ohms.
6 ohms. Everyone got 6 ohms? You people remember how to calculate the Thevenin resistance? You short the 36 volt, remove the load, and then 3 and 6 are in parallel. It series with 4 ohms. So what is the 3, 6, 18 divided by 18 divided by 9 is 2 plus 4 is 6 ohms. Okay. So Saket is right. So this is RTH is 6 ohms. So now I have this particular simplified circuit. This is my 6 ohms. So according to maximum power transfer theorem, this should also be 6 ohms. And this is my 36 volt. Now what is IL? So it should be how much? 36 by? Because they are in series 12.
12.
So what did you get?
3, sir.
3, sir.
So 3 amperes. So what is the power across the load?
I square RL.
Uh, 9 into 6.
54.
54 units is?
Sir, watts.
Okay, good. So we have 54 watt delivered to the power delivered to across the load, and this is the maximum power that this circuit can give. Okay, so I hope everyone has finished it. So for today, we end up to here. In the next class, we will start unit 1 about basic semiconductors and the remaining things. So just take 2 to 3 minutes, finish this, and then we people can interact with each other, with me, not each other. You people know each other already. Okay. So I give you 2 more minutes. Then for 10 minutes we can talk. Okay, so the last few classes we have done normal resistors, capacitors, inductors, and some theorems which are related to circuits. It may be Thevenin, Norton, superposition principle, and this maximum power transfer theorem. So these are basics. I assume that these things you may have come across in your BSc first year or second year. At least for the labs, we have already like maximum power transfer theorem. So everyone finished with this circuit calculations? Anyone who didn't get anything clear in maximum power transfer theorem or superposition principle? Okay, that's cool. So I am closing this sharing screen, and we would like to see you guys. Lokesh is joining.